So for today's presentation, I thought that why not start with an uncomfortable question. What if uncertainty and the way we think about it, as I said, in less than charitable terms, is actually not a flaw of the system? Well, by the way, before I get into that, I attended quite a few very insightful presentations yesterday, mostly talking about launch of drugs, promotion of drugs post-launch, how we talk to and interact with patients, healthcare providers. What I'm going to be talking today is very, very upstream, all the way towards the very beginning of the drug development and commercialization process. I'm going to be talking about the whole paradigm of drug discovery and development, and by that I mean mostly clinical development, right? So everything that I'm going to be saying, or most of what I'm going to be saying, of course, applies to many other things in the whole development and commercialization process, but largely is centered for my purpose, the purpose of today's talk, on the development and discovery process. I'm an R&D person, mostly working around the regulations and the regulatory approvals, which is the first hurdle in development. So as I was saying, what if we talk about uncertainty, and it worked for a long time, it worked. But the reality is far less comforting. In complex biological systems, the truth is always probabilistic. It's never accurate. Evidence is always fragmentary in nature, and decisions are always made under uncertainty. Every approval moves the risk. It never completely eliminates the risk. So the real question is not whether there is uncertainty or there isn't uncertainty. I think it's understood there is uncertainty. The real question then becomes, who absorbs the uncertainty? Is it the regulators? Is it the payers? Is it the patient? Is it the industry? So it's a couple of existential questions like this, and almost bordering on the philosophical, that I'll try to discuss today, if not answer. How does this work? Okay, good. So for a long time, we had a replicability of the results, strong statistical rigor. In the end, you emerge with a certain confidence in the results, and that confidence then gives confidence to all the other stakeholders, not only the regulators, but also the payers, the patients, and then it's shared success for everybody. The drug is successful in the broadest term, in the broadest meaning of that term. But this was an elegant system, it was rigorous, and it worked. At least most of the times it worked. But it was designed for a very different era. It was an era of large populations. It was an era when we were developing blockbuster drugs, homogeneous disease definitions, and very predictable development pathways. That world doesn't exist. We are moving to a very different, about highly targeted, we're talking about unpredictable development pathways. So the old paradigm, for sure, is changing. Now, by the way, let me just put a little bit of a clarifier here. Throughout the talk today, you'll hear me talking about one clinical trial versus two clinical trials, pivotal trials. It's kind of central to the whole thesis that I'm trying to explain today. For a long time, the gold standard was prove it beyond doubt, right? So do two well-defined clinical trials in any indication that you're trying to get approved, or in any drug if it's first-time approval. The same two well-designed randomized clinical trials with ideally the same populations, ideally sequentially, sometimes parallelly or overlapping. Now, as I said, that was designed to prove beyond doubt that the drug works. But as our understanding of biostatistics and as our understanding of biology and disease areas have improved, many thought leaders in the field do not feel the need to do it in the same way. In fact, there's a new article in New England Journal of Medicine very recently, authored by prominent scientists from the US FDA actually, that talk about moving away from 2x the time, because these are generally done sequentially, not parallelly. One clinical trial takes half that time. So a lot of the thesis of what I'm trying to say today is predicated on that movement. Yeah. So as I said, that was a different landscape in which we were operating, and now the landscape has already changed and is going to change even more. So we are bending the rules already. We are developing, and the system is changing. We are seeing approvals based now on one pivotal trial, not two anymore. We are seeing accelerated pathways. We are seeing real-world evidence. based approvals, we are seeing adaptive clinical trial designs. Even in biosimilars, and this is very, very recent, many health authorities are strongly questioning and actually have moved away from the need of doing a pivotal trial, no pivotal trial at all, right? And even some are questioning the idea of necessity of doing even a phase 1 trial. So drug discovery, one of the things that was often, told and talked about the pharma industry is long development timelines, right? We are already moving away from that, and we will